drive to Lowe's, Perrysburg.
All right, Lowe's Home Improvement. Let's go.
Hello, someone. What's going on here? Is that Reds? Well, let's get him some money first. Hot there? Yeah, it's a bit warm. It's not as bad as it has been. It's 92 today. I'm an ATM now. I didn't know this guy was going to be there. 98 there? Wow. Yeah, I got to stop at Lowe's, get some screws, dust the title. Oh, that's too bad. Wow. That sucks. It really sucks. Sure it is. Well, it's 92 here today. It was 90s all last week. Yesterday was a little bit cooler. It was only in the 80s yesterday, but it rained a good portion of the morning, so it kept the temperature down. Yeah, it's steamy. It's steamy again today, but not like your guys's. I gotta grab some cash. I owe this guy like $40. Of course, he doesn't have Venmo or Cash App or anything. So I gotta fucking pay to take my own money out here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, show me in a Target parking lot on the Lexus where now it's no claims.
It is already.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go pay this guy. Are we heading? I got to go to Lowe's and get some different size bolts than I got. I got to stop at the bar and give this guy 40 bucks. He's short. He's a buddy of mine. By that, I'm not talking about his height. Of course, he doesn't have Venmo or Cash App or anything. He's gonna owe me 45 for this. The fucking machine just charged me $4. Lowe's. Well, it's either that or Menards. They're both on the way home. I get a 10% discount at Lowe's though. Can't pay his bar bill, but he drives a fucking Lexus. Menards? Okay, we'll see. Hopefully I'll be right back unless he wants to tuck my ear off, but I'll leave the scanner on. Actually, let me put it on Rossford. The actual town we're sitting in now.
Go ahead.
All right, be right back. Sorry. Sorry. Ugh. Actually, it would have been quick, but one of my buddies he's dying of cancer. Seems like a lot of people that I know are. Tabios, what up? But yeah, I stopped in. I bought him a shot real quick. So, all right, where are we going? I think Menards, because Dirty said so. Drive to Menards. All right, we'll go to this one. I got too much shit to do. I didn't have time to fucking hang out there. All right. $113. Holy crap. I was bitching about 92. It's still warm for here in June. Well, I'm hydrated. I bought him a shot, me too. So I had a shot and a beer in what? 10 minutes? Yeah, I'm not getting tools. I'm just getting bolts to fix my fucking lawn sweeper. It broke in half. I got to bolt it back together. But the ones I got are too big, and I don't want to bore out the piece anymore and break it. Oh, great. Traffic. It'll be 6 p.m. by the time I get to fucking Menards. Oh, my goodness. Why would it send me this way? Jesus. Let's get across now. Oh. No. I'm not that guy that wants to get over too late, so I'm going to get over there as soon as I can. There we go. You gonna let that truck in? Nope, not gonna do it. Nope. The truck's coming too fast. And that's why everyone's backing up, because this right lane disappears. There we go. I got my spot. Slide right in. There. Oh, the camera's still on me. Well, it's good to hear Carolina's out. It's Carolyn. You know what's weird is usually they keep the record up. They completely, I mean, her name, I mean, if you search her file, they removed her name and everything. I don't know. That's how they do it in Lucas County. Even if you've been released, that stuff is stays on there for a while. Your date's in. It's just weird. They know they fucked up with her. I saw the latest. I think I watched it. The latest from her lawyer. Missouri River's going to flood? Damn. I don't know what the consequences of that is, but probably not good. Isn't that connected to the Mississippi? Oh no, definite lawsuit, man. They're in complete protection mode right now. They won't. I called their. I didn't do it on stream. I should have. But I called up there just to try and see if I could find out status right before I went to bed last night, and they wouldn't say anything. They knew exactly why I was calling. They must have gotten a gazillion calls. Good. I'm glad they did. Oh no, it's gonna take forever. Oh, you mean the Mississippi? Man, there's a big delay on this chat. Hey, is the chat showing up on the stream?
One 33, go ahead. Trans 41, Juvenile, West Harrison, Allen to 30 mileage, 41939. Well, there's 2 truck year mileage, and we're transferring this individual to from your location to 123 and the motor 50. I copy.
Everybody who popped in afterwards, I see someone was here. JC, welcome. Obviously, Tito's. Dirty was there. I gotta let the wife know what I'm doing. Right shoulder closed to hit. Okay, I'm not driving on the shoulders. That's good. And Rumble shot up today in stock. Yeah, it's small because you're on a phone. I just wanted to make sure it was actually showing up because it was giving me shit. Rumble Studio was giving me shit about switching the theme that has it on there. I wasn't going to go live on this channel again, but
166, Adam.
California, really? No, man. I'm in Ohio. I'm in Michigan a lot too, and sometimes in Pennsylvania. But I grew up in Michigan, but I live in Northwest Ohio. Come on, man. The wintertime on my streams with all the snow and shit, you thought I was in California? What, Northern California? Kind of fake. Yeah. Windows are blown out in that fucking van. I lived in Texas for a while, but that was when I was in the military. I've been all over Texas. I was a traveler when I was there. Yeah, other than Texas, I mean, most of my stops, Vegas one time, Colorado one time for a trip. But yeah, I think we were refueled in California one time. Weird. I'm a Midwesterner. I grew up in Michigan, right in the mitten, right outside Detroit. Worked in Detroit for a long time.
222 acre.
Worked DMS, paramedic in Detroit, Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti.
25 dispatch on scene.
Now I don't have to go to Michigan near as much. Hey, Dirty, did you hear the big news though? I'm not supposed to say it, but God damn it, I'm gonna say it. When your son sends you a picture of 2 positive pregnancy tests, it makes you smile, especially when it's the son you want to reproduce. Yeah.
123 in Thursday.
About 8 months out, I'm gonna be a grandpa.
133 dispatch. Go ahead. On scene, now going to be en route to UPC 4194042. 1 2 for now. After that.
Absolutely. I'm a big Michigan fan. Go Blue. Thank you, someone. I don't want to jinx it and something happened, but I mean I'm excited about it. This is the first blood grandchild I'll have, so and I gotta say yes. I want it to be a boy, but I'll be grateful no matter what happens. Later, Tapatios, man. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for popping in. I know life gets busy, man. I haven't seen you live much, but every time I do see a notification from you, I pop in. No, it's my oldest son, not my younger one that I was worried about.
Only 575 vessel. From Highway Patrol, there is the Blue Dodge Ram.
He's a whole lot more stable than my youngin.
Swerving and running people off the road. Got off at this exit. No direction plate on the also. Has a plate of Dora, Adam, Sam, item Green 1. It's from I-475 in Dessel. Time now 1750. Well, 23 dispatch officer. I'll show you now. Anybody dispatch. 125. I'll be around. Back to the city. Take the city. One 151. Domestic argument at 1134 key. Zero callers referring your neighbors arguing. It's not physical. It's a white male and a white female. 1134 key. 166. Gibbs in the trail. 151.
I'm just thinking about the name. Yeah. I do have a cousin who did have a boy, but not sure if he's going to reproduce. I'll just leave it at that. You would think I had two sons that I'd have a bunch of grandchildren right by now, but God damn it, we're white. And that is not supposed to be racist at all. Because I had at least one child out of wedlock.
237, 222, stable motor vehicle. The I-280 south. Like 7. Our Amy says there is a male changing his tire on the side of the road. It's a white vehicle, no hazard lights on.
Oh, jeez.
On the southbound.
Yeah, go give him shit because he doesn't have his hazard lights on while he's changing his tire.
Area stated there's a exit prior to this one. I-280 south, exit 7, 237.
These fucking cops are bored, man. Bored.
Seriously.
Yeah. Well, the lady that my oldest son is with already has a daughter.
222, 237. You can probably add up.
Of course, she's
Just gonna go
not our
through your
name
phone
or
first.
blood.
Copy item.
I was supposed to exit there.
Item. One 166 unseen.
What's cool is I really, really like this girl that he's with. She's very good for him. She's very based, centered, has a life plan and shit. My youngest, who just did his little forestry firefighting 3-day class, thinks you know what, he reminds me too much of me at his age. I think I've mentioned that.
Here is going to be just south of the bar. Clear.
And they're already engaged. They were engaged before they found this out. So I don't know if this is going to accelerate the date or not. Either way, I don't care. I just turned the AC up a little bit. It's getting fucking hot in here. So it's going to get noisy. So I get to go play the bolt and screw game at Menards. See, I know what he's gone through. He's scared shitless. But he doesn't understand how excited I am.
Nice.
100 degrees. Damn.
Nice.
It's already down to 87 here.
123 near it. Near it.
Although it's beautiful outside. I get these bolts done. I'm going to be fucking cutting grass the rest of the night. So. Well, even if I don't, I'm going to be. I need to cut the grass. Even if I can't sweep it.
SO5 to dispatch.
Go ahead.
Sound me out of post.
Copy that.
She's going to be out of this.
I copy.
Are you able to contact ODOT just because we're kind of in a bad spot? It's going to be at the curb in between the Navarre and Wheeling over there.
So 23 George.
George. That's how you. That's what she needs to do. Wet them and then fan them. Yeah, of course. Yeah, she needs to make sure she's fine because That would be the worst. But get them wet and then get some air movement around them.
Criminal defense attorney, and today we're talking about Jack Smith, and he did not have a good day in Florida. Got grilled by Judge Cannon. We're going to go through it today. Of course, we're always a little bit disconnected when we're in Florida because there's no cell phones in the courtroom. There is no live tweeting, no Xing, nothing's happening. And that's a big problem for us. But what we're going to do is poke around with some of the people who were there and also see what the news reported for us, courtesy of NBC and some other entities. So we'll see what's cooking over there. Now, I'm wondering why Rumble's not kicking over. There it is. All right. Rumble's good. Not good. Rumble's on the scene. We'll go through all that. Got a couple of clips. Got one from Doug Burgum. There's a little bird momentum going on. We also have this clip from this lady. She's like, why should we even be talking about these issues? You know, we're talking about the classified documents.
Basically, get a pail of water and just dunk them up to their ears. Yeah, their ears are where they cool off, though. But their whole body, just dunk it in water and then fan them.
Do it, but American First Legal is now saying that they used Mar-a-Lago and all of the American reaction to Mar-a-Lago as justification to continue their spying. So we'll take a look at that story. Another drop from American First Legal. And then we'll see what's happening tomorrow, because we'll be back tomorrow in Florida for day 3 of this hearing. And we'll see what's cooking over there in Florida as well. Then I want to go through this other last-minute filing from Jack. Remember last week, Judge Cannon told us to submit documents, both sides. We have Jack's submission, which is his supplemental brief on some of the other issues that came up last week on Friday. We have his. I do not have Trump's yet, so we'll go through Jack's today. We'll go through Trump's tomorrow. But I want to show you just how this is getting bad. I mean, they're basically lying. So this woman, you know her as Lisa Rubin on MSNBC. She's, okay, we'll just leave that there. But she was out here telling her audience that there were thousands of complaints all flying in because Judge Cannon is so incompetent over there. Well, it turns out they were all orchestrated, okay? Even the court has now just thrown them right into the garbage, into the shredder, because they're just orchestrated. They're from a bunch of demented leftoids who are very upset about this. So they just all day because they got nothing else to do other than, you know, collecting their Biden checks, getting their student loans wiped out, or whatever they're doing. So MSNBC's whining about it. We'll take a look at some filings. We'll see what's happening in court. We'll check in on the filings.
Yeah, because once you get them wet, by doing that, it pulls the heat right off of them.
I was going to try to wait.
I used to do that with horses.
I'm going to try to wait on the debate prep, but we can't do it. All right, Jake Tapper is now getting just raked over the coals. He's going to be one of the independent partisan debate moderators, along with Dana Bash, who is one of the most demented TDSers that's out there on the cable news stations, at least, for context. But these are some of Tapper's biggest lies. Everybody on X today is just dropping links all over the place. So I've got a bunch of them queued up. A bunch of people you know and love are dropping all the. Remember when Jake said this about Trump?
Oh,
Remember
good.
when Jake called
Good to
Trump a
hear.
Hitler? Remember all the things. Oh man, I misscheduled the live stream. Oh man, on Rumble. Sorry, dudes. Sorry, my friends. I misscheduled this. So I put it on my personal channel, not the other channel. Dang it. How did I do that? Hang on a second. Let me see if I can fix this. Yeah, I screwed it up on Rumble like a doofus.
Yeah, you're a creeper.
Let's see. Can I change this channel at all? No, I can't do it.
Park right next to the Generac.
Wait. Your changes have been saved. Could that have fixed it? Oh my gosh. Did that fix it? Holy moly. That might have done it. All right. Well, your boy done goofed on the scheduling, but I think I might have just fixed it real fast. Let's check the Rumble streams. And let's see if that one pops back up. All right, might be on the right channel now. All right, so as you can see, we've got 3 good segments to get to today, which is going to be a lot of fun. wow, I can't believe it worked. Can we just pause for a minute?
Yeah, because it usually doesn't let you switch.
I just fixed
I
something.
do that sometimes. I'll like be in a rush setting up a stream, and I'll pick my user account rather than my channel, and it'll stream to my user account, and I'm like, how come it ain't streaming?
All right,
All right,
show's
guys.
over, everybody. It's been good. Thanks for joining us. See you later. All right, just kidding. All right, just kidding. I'm just really happy about that. All right, so
They must have
we
changed
got
something.
3 good segments to get to today.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
and
listening to this while we're
grateful that
walking
you're here
around.
with us. As a reminder,
In
this
one ear
week
anyway.
is going to be a little bit wonkified on the schedule because we got the baby. It's going to be debate season on Thursday. We're going to be live streaming the debate.
So you guys get to listen to me, but you don't get to listen to this. All right, let's go get our screws, bolts. Really talked me into going to Menards. It's not even worth it. I don't know what that means either.
find the bolts.
Right. Come on. Hopefully these bolts are the ones that fit. Got one more for you, the bud. Thank you. I appreciate it.
There's a receipt for you. Have a great rest of your day.
You. Hey, no worries, Matt. How did you even find that guy? He seems pretty cool. I'm just curious. I mean, it seems cool. Oh, yeah?
Keep in mind, there are no electronic devices allowed, so she says I'm just relying on my scribbled notes. Shout out to Julie Kelly. If you're not already following Julie Kelly, you should be. At Julie_Kelly 2. Says he only got marginally better as this event went on. At the end of his exchange with Cannon, he apologized to her. Your Honor, I didn't mean to be unprofessional. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it that time.
Peter's been in my stream for a bit.
Don't do it again. Keep in mind, during the last hearing, Cannon had to ask Harbach to just calm down, weirdo, as he was pounding the podium and having a temper tantrum. Julie gets to see this firsthand. Aren't you all so glad we're paying these clowns? These are our government officials, crying out loud. Sir, calm down, you weird freak show prosecutor. All right, so that's from Julie Kelly. She's there. That is on the scene reporting. Make sure you're following her. She's also got an outstanding Substack we're subscribed to. She writes all over the place. She does really amazing work. So if you're not following her, please do that, because we would be nowhere without those reports. And so we've got some great news coming up from the journos, the news reporters, who are going to explain next what things are looking like from NBC and from CNN.
Not getting a haircut till Friday. I hate it.
We've got election updates from the courtroom. Here's what NBC said. Now, this was the scene. Hopefully this article didn't change. Did they change the link on me? Here it is. There were 2 hearings on the classified documents case. Here we go. Here's the article. Now let's scroll back out a little bit. Couple updates. Earlier, Todd Blanche was on the scene in the courtroom in Florida. Defense attorney Todd Blanche urged the judge overseeing the classified documents
Are they
case
closed?
debating about the gag order. So
It's not.
this afternoon,
No car wash.
arguing that Trump's comments cited by government attorneys were aimed at Biden and not the FBI. Saying so Trump can say whatever he wants because he's talking about Joe Biden, wasn't talking about the FBI. Todd Blanche told Judge Cannon, he said, Your Honor, look at the actual post. I mean, there's no threats at all to FBI agents. The attacks are against Joe Biden. Now, one of Trump's posts, NBC says falsely claimed, I don't know what's false about it, says that Crooked Joe and his DOJ used their raid and they authorized the FBI to use deadly and lethal force. What is false about that, NBC? It's in there. It's in the manual. It says they are allowed to use it. Only under certain conditions, but they're allowed to use it, so there's nothing false about that at all. Blanche told the judge that, Your Honor, if you agree to modify the terms of Trump's release to bar him, that could result in Trump being arrested. All they would have to do is just anything that he says. He could go on the debate on Thursday, which we're going to cover live from Vegas, and they could just arrest him. So these restrictions are absolutely
Okay.
and they're incredibly chilling.
Wonder what he's
Now, the
using for that
judge
level thing.
was also unhappy today. The judge presiding over the classified
Money
documents case reprimanded a prosecutor from Jack's office today. Punk. He was arguing the judge should bar the president from making more inflammatory statements.
They look like they got
Then he
money
called
behind them.
David Harbaugh. I don't appreciate your tone. And he appeared to get exasperated as she questioned the need to modify Trump's conditions. What do we need to modify that for? Could they have shot him? Yes. It's in the document. So what's your problem? The judge had noted the names of the agents were redacted. He says, well, their names aren't even in there, so there's like not being attacked personally. Harbaugh says, well, they were doxxed after the search anyway. Someone else found them. So, okay, well, Trump did say their names. Okay, Harbaugh. Well, you're whining like a little bee right now. Why are you acting like a little bee?
The Botrix.
Your behavior is unprofessional. Punk, Warren, if you don't act like a man, I'm going to require someone else to make your arguments if you don't correct your little whiny behavior. Harbaugh apologized. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so professional and like a weenie. So we have a bunch of other updates that were here, and I think they just kind of spaced them out together, maybe because they're not that interesting. But yeah, here's another one. So for example, here's one from earlier. The judge in the Trump Florida case heard oral arguments on the gag order. On Friday night, Jack Smith also filed his reply to the request, which we're going to take a look at. According to the filing, there were other people who were making bad, dangerous statements, which means Trump should be gagged. An earlier update from this morning. In the Florida hearing this morning, Trump's lawyer, Emil Bove, argued that criminal charges brought by Jack Smith in the documents case should be tossed because Smith is not valid. Bove contended, he said, Garland's appointment of Smith was not constitutional. Smith is not truly independent at all, and that his office should not have an unlimited budget as it currently does from the DOJ. Now, the special counsel's office said, no. It is constitutional because it strikes the balance of independence and accountability. What? According to what statute? Where does this come from? Is there a statute that says that's the goal? No. Cannon didn't rule on the motion. 100+ minute hearing. She'll hear other arguments later and then issue her rulings later. And that looks like that was it on the day over from the Florida updates over from NBC. Let's see if they have any other updates for us. Oh, we have some other breaking news. So apparently he's filed the Florida, his appeal in the Big Fanny case. So we'll cover that one tomorrow. But we'll get our hands on that document. So that's what's happening. All right, let's see what CNN had for us, because CNN also was covering this today. Hopefully they got a better update. Here we go. What we covered today from CNN. Judge Eileen Cannon had 2 hearings in Florida. Prosecutors are arguing for a new gag order on the case. We covered all the filings on that. About the case, we know what it is. Now, here are some of their takeaways. And all right, they've got a full day of activity here. All right, the first day of the hearing. The first hearing of the day has started. So we rewind the clock. We're back here at the beginning of the day, courtesy of CNN. The hearing about whether Jack Smith has lawfully funded his entire operation. Who's in the courtroom? Jack Smith is in the courtroom. Oh, I wonder if he's sitting at the bench with the prosecutors or if he's behind the bar with Tish. He's joined by prosecutors Jay Bratt, James Pierce. Wonder if he even spoke today or just kind of sat there. Now, lawyers for Trump are there, also in the courtroom. 3 defendants were not there, so Trump did not count. Here's some more background. Trump's attorney is speaking. GOP allies also trying to go after Jack Smith's budget. That's good news. As Trump's attorneys argue that Jack Smith has illegal funding, the House is also digging into this. Jordan chairs the House subcommittee on the weaponization of government. Jim Jordan sent a letter that endorsed a bill that would allow a state prosecution case to be moved into federal court. And I'm sure that's not going to go anywhere, but it's nice they're trying. So Cannon is now, we have conversation happening in the courtroom. Trump's defense attorney says, Your Honor, we have to be very clear about this. Jack Smith's office has been in violation of funding statutes from its very inception. Says not only is his appointment illegal because he was never appointed by Joe Biden or confirmed by the Senate at all, but he was also stealing money from its very inception. There's not a valid appropriations that validates what's going on here. The money's illegal. Judge Cannon, who had detailed questions for Beauvais, Trump's defense attorney, says, well, Mr. Beauvais, to your knowledge, is there any cap to the funding? Does Jack Smith ever run out of money? No, says Trump's defense, adding that that was part of the reason the court should be wary of how Smith's office is funded. No, they have no limit. Every other person here, Your Honor, you have a budget. You, lady, you have a budget. I've got a budget. They've got it. Jack Smith has no budget. It's an unlimited slush fund for an unconstitutional appointment. They have no rhyme or reason. They can dip into whatever they want. Cannon says that's very interesting, very curious. Now I want to ask some very specific questions. She's walking attorneys through granular details of all the historic laws that have governed previous special counsel. Okay, so before this one, what law was that? Okay, and that one changed. And how about when this one? This one. Her questions are focused on the appropriations clause of the Constitution and on a law passed in the wake of Watergate called the Ethics in Government Act. So she's asking both sides all these questions, getting really into the weeds here. Julie Kelly called it weedy. Now, DOJ says, Your Honor, we don't give a crap where this money came from, okay? I will go out, says Jay Bratt, and I will collect dollar bills with the rest of the bums in Washington. I'll stand on the street corners with the rest of them, with Hunter. Prosecutor James Pierce told Cannon that she should find the Jack Smith's office, that should she find the office by itself. He's like, I'll do my kid's college fund. I don't care. Because he's not going to have a college left if Trump wins. So it could be like divorces and stuff. The Department of Justice, at least in the 2023 appropriation cycle, has over $1 billion. Make you sick. $1 billion for our government prosecutors? It's just wild. Now, it is the full commitment of the DOJ to fund this prosecution. You better believe that. They'll raid Granny's 401k. Okay, they don't care. Cannon has pressed prosecutors over the limitless nature. What are you talking about? $1 billion you're going to dedicate to this? I think there's a separation of powers concern, she says. You guys just have unlimited money. I mean, Congress is supposed to have the power of the purse. You guys just don't have unlimited funds. Congress appropriates the money to you, and then you use it. So they didn't appropriate unlimited money for you on this, did they? there's no cap on funding. Cannon told Pierce, she said, look, I'm not indicating anything by asking about alternative funding routes. But my question is, I want to cover the scope of what's been briefed here. Like, where did the money come from? Updates continue. Now, this is a stupid comment here from CNN. Trump continues to leverage judicial bureaucracy to delay the prosecution. Yeah, they're all doing this stupid little Democrat meme. Delay, delay, delay. They've never heard of the phrase due process or presumption of innocence or any of those concepts, the confrontation clause or any of that. So they just say everything's being delayed. And by the way, they delayed everything. Why did they bring the indictments in 2023? Many of them after Trump announced. How come that happened? Trump's legal team filed several unsuccessful motions to delay. He's trying to investigate his case. Remember in the January 6th case, there were something like 12 million pages of documents, which is more than Walmart versus Visa. So they're trying to bury them in evidence or in discovery. And then when they ask for time to review the discovery, they deny them access, which is essentially the alternative to denying someone access to evidence. You don't technically deny them access to the evidence, but you make it so burdensome and so cumbersome that they practically don't have access. Trump's attorney continues. This is Your Honor, Judge Cannon. The Justice Department and their appointment of special counsels is not appropriate right now. It needs more oversight from Congress. It says, Cannon, that congressional oversight would curb all this garbage that you see happening here, all the extraordinary things that are happening in this case. And says, Cannon, if you say that the DOJ must fund Smith's offices on its own, as that prosecutor suggested it might do, it would highlight a separation of powers issue. So if they just say we're going to fund it ourselves, that proves our point. Congress didn't give them authority or jurisdiction or special counsel statutes or anything. Our entire point is they can create their own offices, fund them themselves, and prosecute their political opponents, and there is no oversight at all. That's the point. There is no separation of powers. There's no checks and balances. They say they don't need them. In fact, if we say, where'd your money come from? They say, get bent, okay? Mom said, oh, you're going to cut me off for my allowance, Mom? I don't care. I'm selling crack anyways. So I'm like Hunter. I've got all this extra cash flying around until he doesn't have it. So you see how that could be a problem, right, Judge? You say, yeah, I think so. Yeah, big problem. Now it continues. First session is over. Second session is now getting underway. There's a photograph of Emil Bove, handsome fellow walking into court. Second hearing is going to begin 3 p.m. Eastern time. Attorneys will argue over a potential gag order over Trump. Emil Bove already previewed some of his arguments, saying that the gag order is truly extraordinary, Your Honor. We've got a debate on Thursday. We've got an election in November. The first debate between Trump and Biden's on Thursday. We're live streaming it from Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. It's going to be the best live stream on the internet because it's going to be beaming out of Trump's internet routers, okay? The Justice Department has said politics is not a consideration in its gag order request. No, well, no, it's not in the gag order. It's in the entire prosecution. So, yeah, no, this gag order is not really, in particular, political. That's because the entire prosecution is. Almost got me, but so Bove also questioned whether Attorney General Merrick Garland authorized the gag order. Did he authorize that? Oh, you can't tell us? Did he authorize the indictment? Oh, you can't tell us? Oh, that's fun. So there is no oversight at all, or there is, and Joe Biden's in charge of the prosecution. So the afternoon session heats up. And what they've done here, as they always do, is they parlay their gag orders. So all the judges and all the prosecutors, they're mostly incompetent people. And I know it might not feel like that because they have a lot of magician's trick is they put people in prison in handcuffs and they build these big giant buildings and they put judges up on benches and the judges look down at everybody. Oh, they're on TV and they sentence people to prison. So, but like, look at the judges. Okay, we've seen look at, for example, Georgia. What's happening with those judges there who are ending up in jails, vomiting all over themselves or whatever happened with that one. So it's like, yeah, they're human and we all make mistakes. Like,
Oops.
get it, but the facade of the system.
Signal's getting bad here.
Is just a facade in many ways. And once they start to wreck their own legitimacy and credibility as they're doing now, their system is going to crumble, which is a shame because I worked really hard to become educated in prevent. A merchant of the system, an operator in the system, and now they're wrecking it. It kind of sucks, but whatever. Anyways, what can you do? So.
Working very well.
Third gag order, they copy and paste each other's homework because they're not even that creative. Okay, they can't create anything, which is why when they threw
Let me see if this is
Trump off the back.
bad spot here. Is the stream still working?
Its spending policy publicly every 6 months. A financial disclosure that would encompass last fall was overdue. Where's your money? And I need guidance from you prosecutors. Explain to me how the laws and the regulations that governed past special prosecutors, at one point bringing up Watergate and Janet Reno as the Attorney General, which was where this was all created. It was the Reno regulations. They just made up special prosecutors out of nowhere. Cannon's questions were so pointed toward Pierce. At one point, the prosecutor mentioned how other courts have been overturned if they invalidated a government function in the way Cannon was. Your Honor, other courts have gone here in the past and they've been overturned. Okay, the prosecutors hate it when you challenge their institution because they think they're the most powerful people in the country. They really are. They can put you in jail for nothing. Look what's happening to Bannon Navarro, the J6ers, for nothing. He hoped that the Justice Department could provide additional written argument to the court if you think that invalidating Smith is a serious possibility. So he's basically threatening her. All right, we want an opportunity to show you you're going to get reversed and overturned and on appeal and backhanded big time. Don't you come after the DOJ. Trump's also aiming to bring Congress into the conversation since we live in a separation of powers type of government, or did. We don't want the executive branch to fund itself and also appoint its own officers. Crazy. It's like the definition of dictatorship. You just get to, you're the judge, the jury, the executioner, you get all the money you want. Congress has no oversight over anything. Trump attorney Emil Beauvais advocated at Monday's hearing that Cannon should insist on more oversight of Jack's work and decide that the way the office is funded is unlawful. It's either one or the other. The money is being used in a way Congress has not authorized. Now, the argument's in line with other Trump arguments that he's made. Beauvais also told the judge that more congressional oversight would curb these extraordinary things that were happening. Justice Department attorneys have responded in court that Jack's office operates in line with established policies, my booty, in place over several decades in administrations, and that the DOJ is committed to continuing to fund this prosecution, even if we have to dip into Granny's fund. Republicans on Capitol Hill have also tried to buckle down, and they say Trump continues to delay. Now, as the hearing gets underway, prosecutors in the afternoon session are arguing
Love y'all.
changing Trump's release conditions.
I'm not too exhausted. I might play some poker tonight.
Would be
The girl with the camera now.
Your Honor, we can gag him, okay?
Peace,
FBI agents
everybody.
are in
Love
danger
ya.
every day. They step out, they wake up every morning, they put their lives on the line.